Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thousands of memories are created and captured in each photo taken on your magical vacation. We proudly present Capturing Magic, where we help those moments live on forever.
Hey everyone, welcome to Capturing Magic, where we are using technology to create and capture magic memories. You can find more tips and tools and notes for the show at capturingmagic.me. This is episode 1, recorded on October 23rd, 2012. I'm Steph C, and I'm your host for this little adventure, and I am super excited about it. And I'm also very excited to announce my co-host, who is Brittany Levitt, and she can be found at britishdesigns.com, where she creates Disney-ish digital scrapbook supplies. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Steph.
I am so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited about this show. It's going to be great.
It is going to be so fun, and it's really exciting. Here we are recording our first show that we've been talking about for months now.
Hey!
Yeah, so I wanted to use this first episode to kind of introduce us a little bit and what they can expect from the show and what they won't be finding on the show. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Do you want to share with our listeners a little bit about how you became a Disney fan?
Sure. It's sort of just been a lifelong thing for me. I don't really have a certain time where I can even remember my first trip or when that happened. It's been my whole life. My parents, we always say we caught the Disney crazy from my parents, especially from my mom, and they've always loved it. They've always taken us, so we've always loved it. My parents actually went to Disneyland on their honeymoon.
Oh, wow.
And so it's just always been something they've done with us. And they took us when we were growing up, not every year, but maybe every few years we would go to Disneyland. And they never took us to Disney World. We always went to Disneyland because it was just closer. And so we just kind of always grew up loving it and going there. And then I did go to Disney World for the first time in 2009 with my husband, Josh. And this is before we had our baby, Scarlett, and just had to experience it. We got a great deal and just decided to go for it because everyone just talks about Disney World so much. We wanted to experience it for ourselves, and it was awesome. I mean, it's really different, but it was really awesome. So
it is different, and I really love both parks for different reasons too. And I there was a post that I found through Twitter and I retweeted it. Somebody had talked about how they love both parks for different reasons. And I really feel the same way, that there are different things that I love about both parks. And I feel like comparing them is kind of comparing apples and oranges a little bit because they are different. There's a lot of things that are the same, but there's a lot of things that are very different. So I love them both.
They're different experiences, that's for sure. It has a totally different feel. I mean, where a lot of, you might find similar attractions and things like that, it's a totally different experience altogether.
It is, and it is a different feel, just like you said. I started, I went to Disneyland for my first time when I was 9, and then a couple other times while I was a teenager, but I think I really caught the Disney bug when I was a teenager and my parents took us to Disney World for the first time. I think I was about 12 when they took us, and it was a surprise that we got for Christmas, and Christmas Day our parents told us that we were leaving the next day.
Oh my goodness.
To go to Disney World, and that's when it all started for me. And shortly after that, my dad started doing some consulting work with Disney and helping them build their travel reservation system, because back then they were doing it kind of very old-fashioned by hand, and they didn't have a computer reservation system in place. And so he was helping them with that, and down there quite a bit. And so he would bring home the brochures of all of the different resorts and hotels, the Grand Floridian, and I would just dream about all of the different places I wanted to stay someday when I went back. And so I was able to go back a couple of times with my dad as he was doing his work. And I love everything about it. And that's kind of when I became obsessed. And so I've been able to do a couple of trips since then with my family. several trips to Disneyland because it is closer. And while we were living in Seattle, it was definitely cheaper for us to get down to Disneyland than it was to get to Disney World. So it's super fun. I love it all. I love all of them. I haven't done a Disney cruise yet. It's something I hope to do. How about you?
No, we have not done a cruise yet, and it is sort of like the next dream for us to be able to do the Disney cruise. We really want to. We're trying to. My whole family is really, really into Disney, and so my brothers, my mom and dad, everybody, and so we really want to do it together. And it's just been hard to kind of like get it all coordinated with everybody going. When we can all go, when we can all afford it, when we can, get it all together. So we keep trying to plan it. We keep thinking, oh, this will be a good time, that'll be a good time, but it's never really happened yet. So we're still trying, and that is the next big dream. Yeah. And we want the babies to be the right age. We don't, all that.
All that good stuff.
It's taken some planning, but that's the next big step for us. Will be the Disney cruise.
Yeah, I will admit cruises scare me.
Really?
I'm afraid of cruises, but I would do it for Disney. I totally would do it for Disney.
Cruises are the best.
I've never been on one.
Okay. They are the best. I mean, I've only been on one, and it was a long time ago. Like, I'm talking when I was like in high school, but they're the best vacation. They're so relaxing. They're so fun, and they're so awesome. And then I can't to put Disney in with it.
I know.
It's gonna be heaven. I know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think about Aulani in Hawaii. Hawaii, I love Hawaii. And so to put Disney there too, you just can't. That's perfection right there.
I know. Maybe after the cruise, then we can dream about Aulani.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. There's just so many places, right? So much magic to be had. So tell me how you usually document your trips.
Okay. I take a lot of pictures. I use my DSLR, and we have a point and shoot as well that we, if we don't feel like taking the big camera out or whatever, we have the little one, and we do video on that as well. And then I use my phone, and especially on this last trip, I got the new iPhone 5 right before the trip. And I at first I was like kind of feeling weird about it, but I really used my phone to take the majority of the pictures. I mean, I hate to say that because it's like you have this big fancy camera right in your bag, but I took so many pictures on my iPhone. And so we documented a lot that way. And then I digital scrapbook a lot. And I Instagram the whole time while I'm at the park, document it that way. And then since we've had Scarlett, just the last few trips we've done, when I come home, I will print just 4x6 prints of my favorite pictures of the trip, and put them in just a basic photo album, just old school photo album, and just be able to hand that to Scarlett so she can look at it. She loves to look at her Disney book and look at all the pictures and all the characters and, her cousins and all the fun memories that we had. And I can just give that to her right away. And so because I don't scrapbook right away or very quickly, and I don't scrapbook chronologically at all, it's something that I can give her and we can look at together and relive the trip quicker than a scrapbook.
Yeah, I've done that as well with my youngest. I just bought the Princess autograph book that they have there at the parks, and then came home and printed up a bunch of pictures that went along with the signatures and stuck them in there. Because just for the same reasons, she wanted to be able to look at them, and I don't necessarily scrapbook everything in chronological order, just whatever I feel like. And so it takes me a long time to get a whole album done. And
I don't really want to hand my 1-year-old my stuff either, so.
Yeah. That's the thing that's so important and that's exciting is with technology, there's so many different ways to document these vacations. You don't have to just do a scrapbook. You don't have to just do a photo book. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, if you're posting about things on your vacation, or even when you come back, if you're blogging about it, that's documenting that trip. It's capturing it. So it's not just about scrapbooking, and it's not just about doing the photo books. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it and have that trip captured and saved for memories down the road, and come back to it as you want to relive those memories, that's what it's all about.
Well, that's what the show's all about.
Yes, I know. In a nutshell, that's what we're going to be doing each and every week, and I'm so excited.
Yep.
So one of the things that we won't necessarily be covering, or a couple of the things, is travel planning and Disney news. The only time we'll really be covering those is maybe in our tips segment at the end of the show. We might share some travel planning sites that we like, but we're not going to try and reinvent the wheel. There are lots of sites out there that cover all of those things and do a fabulous job with it. Mm-hmm. And so as they pertain to creating and capturing memories, we'll cover them, but that's about it.
Yeah.
For that kind of stuff. So
it's hard to not kind of talk about some of that stuff when you are talking about ways to capture magic.
Yeah.
So as it pertains, like I can see us talking about it a little, but it's not, this isn't a
breaking news.
Breaking Disney news or travel Disney travel show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, we're doing things just a little bit different here. So it's exciting. And we have a lot of things planned, a lot of guests lined up already for shows. And I'm really excited about everything that we're going to be doing. So, okay, let's do our picks with Pixie Dust. I'm so excited. Our picks with Pixie Dust are going to be kind of tips, tricks, anything that we found useful, and it just has to be Disney related. It can be anything. And this week, I had asked to do apps. I'd asked Brittany to do apps. We always won't have a topic, but the site hasn't even launched yet, and I'm getting tons of emails from people saying, what apps do you use while you're at the park? And so I thought it would be great to maybe share some of those if we have some that we love, that we can't live without, or some that we've used in the past. Do you want to go first?
Sure. This last trip, we definitely used apps more than ever. But I don't use a lot of apps while we're there as far as like getting around and navigating the park. I downloaded right before we left the official Disney Parks app, which I believe is called Mobile Magic. And it's pretty awesome. I wasn't too sure because I thought, it's official. Is it going to be very comprehensive or whatever, but it is actually pretty neat. I did like it. I really liked that it has the event time, like the event schedule right there on it. So I can look and see what time the show's at or whatever. And I don't always have to have that paper, which I still always kind of had the paper in my pocket anyway.
Yeah, I do too. It's kind of a security thing.
I know. It's always in my back pocket at the park, almost always. But anyway, so that was good. It helped us kind of, be able to look, especially if we're at the hotel, we can look and make sure we know what time the park opened the next day and all that. So we use that. I don't use it for the guide map or anything. We've been so many times that I don't ever really need anything like that. But then we used to use mouse weight on past trips, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's pretty awesome. But when we were there this last time, they were getting ready for a really big update, and so it was kind of all not working. And and then the week we got back, it all updated and was awesome again. And so we didn't get to use it on this last trip, which was kind of a bummer. But we have used that in the past for wait times, and they have, I think, more than wait times. It's a really cool community. I haven't really gotten into it a lot, but it's very people are really into going to their lounge, the Mouse Weight Lounge, and connecting and that kind of thing. But now where Mobile Magic does wait times, it's you don't have to have mouse weight to look at the wait times. But I don't know. I don't use a lot of apps as far as that goes. When I'm in the park, I'm mostly on Instagram or Twitter, but lately Instagram, just posting the pictures. And I love that you can tag the pictures in Instagram, of where you're at, and it'll put them on the map, it knows the attractions. You go to post your picture and it knows where you took the picture, and it lists the attractions nearest that. And I love that. So that's what we've been using. That's what I've been using.
Yeah. People will learn on this show that I'm kind of paranoid a little bit. and I like my privacy. And so I haven't tweeted while I've been at the parks. This last trip while I was down there, I did Instagram in the Capturing Magic feed a couple of photos, which I plan on doing more in the Capturing Magic feed. Just when I'm in the parks and stuff, doing more Instagram. I really liked that. Was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so but I'm not on Facebook. And so one app that I've been using to share stuff with my family, my parents and stuff, is JustFamily. And it's an app and then a website as well. And I can set it up so that it will email my parents anything that I post to my feed, and they don't have to register. They don't have to get a username or anything, and they can reply back to that, and it'll be posted in the app for me as well, which I like. That They don't have to register, because they wouldn't. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. A couple of apps that I can't live without. I used to use MouseWeight a long time ago, and then I switched to the Touring Plans app, which is called Lines. I love that app for wait times and navigating the parks, and crowd levels too, because it will predict the crowd levels. Whenever I'm planning a trip, I go to touringplans.com and check the crowd levels. That's the first thing I do.
And have you found it's been accurate?
Pretty much, yeah. It's not as accurate at Disneyland as it is Disney World. Disneyland has so many variables.
Right.
That can throw it off. Like, I was just down there last week, in Disneyland, and I thought it would be low crowd levels because, all of Orange County's in school, all of the local schools are in school. And I was trying to reserve a hotel, and everything was booked. And I'm like, what is going on? Well, come to find out, Utah schools are out that week. Some of the Idaho schools are out.
Always avoid the second week of October because of that very reason. It's crazy. It's like you think, okay, Utah school is out, big whoop in Disneyland, California, 2 states away, but it really does make a difference. It's like everybody, it's our fall, they call it fall break or like UA. And so everybody goes there on vacation, I swear. Yes. So we kind of accidentally hit that a couple times, and we're like, never again are we going during the second week of October.
Yeah. And the weekdays, we were there the weekend before UEA and then through the whole week, and then we left Saturday morning, which I was really glad because it got really crowded Friday and Saturday, and I was glad that we had already been there a week. And so the crowd levels, I think they said it was going to be a 5 or a 6. California Adventure was predicted to be an 8, which I would say was pretty accurate. So
yeah, we were there at the very last, let's see, when was that? We got there, I'll have to look at my calendar. We got there the very last week of September, and we thought for sure the last week of September would be slow, but it was not. It was madness, and I don't even know why. Like, I wish I had I could say, oh, it was this break. Or we never found out why. It was just crazy.
Was it the marathon? No, that was earlier in September, wasn't it? Yeah.
Over Labor Day.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. And we got the lucky break of hitting a huge heat wave as well. And super hot and super crowded. And so that's interesting. When you said it, I knew of touringplans.com. I just didn't know about their app. So
yeah. And I think one of the things that's kind of throwing everything off is Cars Land opening. It's really harder for everybody to predict.
The only thing we could chalk it up to is maybe the Cars Land was still just such a big deal.
I think it's going to be a big deal for a whole year. Really. Yeah. I think it's going to be a big crowd. I mean, it's awesome. It lives up to all of the hype for sure. So, okay. Another app that I can't live without. So touringplans.com the app is called Lines. You can get it for Disneyland and for Disney World. Anything outside of, I think you can see 10 days. Anything outside of that, you need to get a membership on their site, which I highly recommend.
Is it an app or is it free?
The app is free.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are there 2 separate apps, one for Disneyland and one for Disney World?
2 separate apps, right? One for each park.
Okay.
And then I've tried some other ones that I like. Okay, I just don't find that I use them a ton for the location information stuff to find out where I am, because I'm familiar enough with the parks now that I don't need them as much. The Lines app has all of the show times and parade times and all of that. And so I do use the Lines app for that as well. I really like the Walkie app, WALKEE, for Disneyland. And then for Disney World, one app that I won't go to the parks without, I used while I was down there with my parents, It's not even Disney related, but it's called RainAware. And it is a highly accurate rain predictor.
I think my husband might have that app, or he has something like that, but it would have been really helpful at Disney World.
Yes, because as most people know, it rains almost every day in Florida.
And sporadically, and out of nowhere.
And out of nowhere, exactly. And I was down there during monsoon season, tornado season in September with my parents, and literally this app saved us from, when we paid attention to it, it saved us from downpours. There was one time when I looked at the app and I said, it's going to rain in 20 minutes. Let's go see if we can get in somewhere for lunch. So we went over to the plaza and got in for lunch and sat there. And exactly in the time that the app said it was going to, it started a crazy downpour. And we were just sitting in there watching the rain, and we ended up ordering dessert and staying longer, and were able to stay out of the storm.
Awesome.
We did that a couple different times. And so, it will change sometimes. It'll say in 12 minutes, and then all of a sudden it'll be sooner or a little bit later. But it's really, really accurate. It's a more expensive app. I think it's about $4.99, but it is worth every penny that I paid for that app. So I will never do Disney World without it again.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was happy to have that. So those are my picks with Pixie Dust for this week.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to give a shout out. Thanks to the Daily Digi for sponsoring our show. The Daily Digi is your one-stop resource for digital scrapbooking information in a daily digestible dose. So thank you. And everyone head to thedailydigi.com to check that out. And be sure to come and check out capturingmagic.me as well, our site where we will be posting every weekday with new tidbits about creating and capturing magical memories. So I'm really excited about that. Capturingmagic.me. Okay, so Brittany, tell us where we can find you one more time, please.
It's britishdesigns.com, British with 2 T's. That's my site, and that has my blog and my store and everything else, the gallery. That's where all our products are. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
That's where people can find you. And I'm sure that they can connect you to social media through there as well if they want to.
I'm on Instagram, and there's a link on the side of my blog, but you can follow me. It's at Designer Brittany is my username on Instagram. And then there's a link to my Facebook page on that side as well. And I just use Facebook for British Designs, not so much for my personal stuff. But yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, people can connect with us also by going to capturingmagic.me. If you have a topic that you would like to see us discuss, or someone that you would like to see us have on the show, head on over to capturingmagic.me. And if you click on the contact button, there's a form right there that you can fill out and share with us your suggestions. We would love to hear from you, and any questions that you have as well that we might be able to answer.
Yeah, maybe people have a better apps that they use that they can suggest to us.
Yeah.
About apps that they use in the park and stuff to help document and also, get around. Yeah,
and that's definitely something I have a couple of people that I'm aware of that use a lot of apps that we will be having on the show in the future too. Yay. So yeah, it'll be
apps.
I
could talk about apps for a long time.
I know. I love them.
Hopefully that's not annoying to people.
Yeah. I doubt it, especially in situations like this. People
are so helpful.
They're super helpful. Yep. So, okay. Well, I think that's it for today. It's a short show, but that's just because it's just the two of us. So
it's just our intro show. We didn't do the capturing magic talk, but
yeah, just the intro. Give people a taste for what's ahead, and I'm
so
super
excited for what's ahead. It's
gonna
be fun to dive in and talk more about documenting and get ideas and inspiration. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be lots of fun. We have lots of stuff lined up. So thank you, Brittany, and we'll see everyone back here again next week for capturing more magic.